Hey kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock podcast featuring Dr. London Smith. It's February, which means it's the month full of love, boxes of chocolates, and crass commercialism. Introducing your host, Dr. London Smith.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock podcast, where we discuss fitness and health and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, drlondonsmith.com. I'd like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We have received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as percutaneous transhepatic cholangiogram and can't find a date. So I'll try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
Dr. London, I've been poring over the data. You know the data for this show?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
I've been poring over the listener data for this show, Dr. London. I've come across some very, sort of disturbing things about our audience.
Oh, no. Okay.
You know how when people listen to this podcast, we're able to sort of like capture their thoughts and dreams?
Yeah, and harness them and use them for our own will.
These sickos, Dr. London, do you know what they're dreaming of? They're dreaming of snowboarding and surfing and skateboarding and these just completely unsafe extreme sports. All of them, every single listener of ours is obsessed with extreme sports. Not only that, green beans. All of them eat green beans. Almost for every meal.
For the snowboarding, okay, it is cold outside.
Sure.
I kind of get it. But surfing, that's what gets me.
In this weather?
It's cold. It's cold.
And that's the kind of freaks we have as fans, Dr. London. Look at this. Look at this one.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, look at that listener. Oh my gosh.
He looks so... Well, it's the...
You know how when people start listening to this podcast, we start measuring their hydration levels?
Yeah.
Every single listener is unbelievably hydrated.
Yeah, horrifyingly hydrated.
To a weird level. They're obsessed with it. They're as obsessed with it as they are green beans.
You know, regardless of, who our fan base is, I would like to instruct them today, because today's kind of an important day. We're kind of preparing for maybe the biggest day of the year, holiday-wise.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's almost Valentine's Day. So we do have to prepare these listeners.
Day of Love, on the 14th of the month of love.
Mm-hmm.
Cupid's Day.
Mm-hmm. As they all call it.
As they all say, Cupid's Day. But Dr. London, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to spoil your enjoyment of the holiday, but I just decided that it was actually Valentine's Day was invented by like card and candy companies to sell more product.
Well, no.
And so what you think of as love is actually crass commercialism.
So whenever I fell in crass commercialism with who I thought was the crass commercialism of my life.
Sure.
That wasn't real crass commercialism?
It's as real as I don't know, like a TV commercial.
Okay. Anyways, that's our producer Cameron kind of hitting us with the hard facts today, and I don't know if I like it.
Sorry, but think about it. What is the one day a year where you buy a little bit of candy?
There's no yeah. But I guess Halloween would also be a pretty decent contender.
No, definitely no.
Right, that's our producer Cameron, but also with us is Digital in the host.
Valentine's Day. The Day of Love. Cupid's Day. I'm sorry to spoil your enjoyment of the holiday. Valentine's Day was invented by the card and candy companies to sell more product. Cupid's Day. What you think of as love is actually crass commercial.
So whenever I fell into crass commercialism with who I thought was the crass commercialism of my life, that wasn't real crass commercialism. And later, Cameron tells us we can expect a special guest.
That's right, Dr. London.
But before we move on, I'd like to address a bit of listener feedback. So, for a long time, we had a listener demographic composed of very lonely relatives who would use family gatherings as an opportunity to sit you down and coach you on your dating habits. But, in our efforts to cater to them or to our green bean fans, we neglected the many bot accounts that download our podcast.
That's right, Dr. London. It turns out, I was saying almost all of our listeners eat green beans, blah, blah, blah. That we're talking about our human listeners, which is maybe 10% of the overall audience. Between 1 and 10%, where the rest of our audience are made up of are lovely bots that scour the internet and live in the cloud and live in machines and are viruses.
Cameron, could you ask the selfie ring light for the listener feedback?
Dear host of the Jock podcast, I'm a very tall robot, a large machine. I listened to this week's episode and I'm furious that you would make fun of my dear friend, the robot vacuum, Roomba. How dare you? I'll be sure to tell Roomba of your mean words. Sincerely, tall robot.
Okay, well, this is...
Now, Dr. Lennon, I have not listened to this week's episode yet, but I do remember recording it. I don't remember us going into like a...
I can tell you what happened here. I said... I kept pushing for people to read from my Twitter feed. I said, I got something good for you there. And that's where I did go on a Twitter rant about the Roomba. And I know we've talked about it before, but it's a Nepo baby.
Okay, yes. Is the Roomba a Nepo baby because its parent, the vacuum cleaner, is one of the most famous appliances of all time? Yes.
What? Yeah. Brave Little Toaster. A very significant part of that movie was the big vacuum cleaner that vacuum stuff, had a long cord.
Don't get me wrong. I know that the vacuum family is going to have a lot of money, all those royalties that they got from appearing in the Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah.
But Dr. London, what did you put these tweets in the episode?
In the setting, in the information, in the SEO, I did connect it all because sometimes you do have to come out and make a statement, and I do think this whole Nepo baby thing is an issue. So I figured this is the most healthy way to address it, which is with a Twitter rant where I tag a bunch of politicians and also quote tweet it and reply to a lot of people who are not talking about that at all, and who if I twist the interpretation, I can make them kind of involved.
Can you give me an example of one of these anti-Roomba tweets?
Yeah. So I said, Roomba, first off, you stay low to the ground. What are you doing down there? I don't trust it.
Oh, you accused it of being creepy.
Unlike a normal vacuum. Yeah. Because normal vacuums, I'm not sure if you're
you can
familiar.
keep an eye on them.
Yeah, they're so big. Roombas go under the couch without you. Yeah. So, and that was another few of my tweets were they go under without you, and I can't go under my couch. So at a certain point, I got really jealous of them too. And so I got defensive for myself. A few tweets down the rant, I was like...
Right, you're sort of framing it as only a freak would go under there, but it's only because you can't, and so it's sort of that kind of projection.
So I hope that answers the question. But anyway, thank you so much for this listener feedback. That's how we improve the show, is we hear this feedback, and then we stand by whatever we've said and did, and don't really give in at all. So thank you for listening. Now for today's medical topic, virilization. Virilization is like hirsutism, which we presumably talked about last week, which is male pattern hair growth in women, but virilization is more severe. So symptoms include clitoromegaly, deepening of the voice, irregular menstrual periods, acne and increased muscle mass. Testing should be done when patients present with irregular menstrual periods and signs of virilization. These lab tests should typically include prolactin, DHEA, testosterone, FSH and LH, and 17-hydroxyprogesterone. Just for starters, that's what you want to start with. Treatment?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, treatment for virilization depends on the underlying diagnosis, which is why you do all those tests, since virilization tends to be the result of hormonal imbalances.
Which, I gotta interject here, it's not necessarily specific to this disease, but we need to talk about the tests that you're requiring your patients to take. I know some of these are unnecessary, Dr. London.
What? Well, it's aptitude. I have to test, do they have an aptitude? How many?
Yeah, but is it aptitude to say, like, guess the logos, and you've got a bunch of logos and they have to write what company? It's like the Nike swoosh and they write Nike. Is that
is
that testing? This
sounds like you just sound so out of touch with medicine when you ask stuff like this.
I am. Yes, I am.
You want me to just break down how the visual dynamic works and the neurological aspects of the brain matter that are connected here? Do you want me to explain all that? That's a different episode. That's a different episode because that's gonna be taught in the neurology section, which we'll get to. But we're not there yet.
Just seeing like the Dunkin' Donuts logo that does the stuff you're talking about.
It doesn't do it. It tests the aptitude. See, I feel like I'm talking to a child.
No, I'm not at all. I am an adult, and I'm very smart about a lot of stuff. Just maybe not logos and stuff. And so,
well, yeah, I guess maybe study your logos more. I guess that's to all listeners. Study your logos a little more, right?
No one knows the Converse logo.
Okay. Well, honestly, do you want to move on from there then? It sounds like we burned this whole bridge. No. We can move completely on. Sounds like you're done.
From this podcast?
Tempting.
Finally.
Put a pin in that one. All right, so Cameron, you said we have a dating expert. Hello there, my name is Dr. Lennon Smith.com, and this is our producer, Cameron. What was your name?
Mine?
Yes.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. I'm Jenny. I am an expert on love.
So I guess, do you want to just maybe get into it a little bit? Because, like, it's kind of known from, I've been kind of open about this in the past. I've struggled a little bit with my dating life.
Oh, okay.
And my other lives as well, especially because I've lived a double. It's a double life.
Mm-hmm. You're like Hannah Montana.
Yes, that's what everyone says. Yes, and they don't know which one am I?
Yeah,
yeah.
And your other life is, I mean, it's the same, right? It's like a teenage girl pop star. You just use AI and just sort of create it.
Yeah, that's right.
But, I mean,
one of my fans. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out, just to say it's similar to Hannah Montana is not the full picture, because you're kind of aggressively trying to play out the life of Hannah Montana.
Yeah, and like it really sucks because I haven't seen the show.
Yeah,
but like I think I got at least vibes. I'm nailing the vibes.
Oh, you would love the show. It's a really good show,
especially if you're willing to copy your life after it. I think you would be really into it.
It's. I think it was nominated for a Nickelodeon Teen Choice Award.
Wow!
Oh. No, really? Huh?
Okay. Valentine's Day is coming up tomorrow. And do you have any? I guess to start out with, do you have an approach? I know you've written 60 books on the topic.
64.
Yeah, 64 books on how to Valentine's Day, and then like different how to val in your time. You had a lot of attempts at wordplay, and it seemed like it made it through the first draft of a process.
Yeah.
So, could you share with us like how to do it? How to do the date thing?
Oh, I thought you meant how to do it, as in sex. Okay, so how to do the date thing.
For someone like a Dr. London, who is a doctor by day, Hannah Montana by night, trying to find the love of his life. I mean, what would you change about this dude? Because honestly, his dating life has been pretty pathetic.
Can you be more specific? You want me to tell you how to get a date for Valentine's Day?
Yes, I have 5 lined up, but I want to know how because I don't think I did it right.
How did you line up your 5 dates? That's impressive.
Okay, good, because that's last year. That's not what they said.
Oh,
They
who's they?
Is this the same people?
You lined up the same 5 dates?
And they weren't happy about it last year, but they agreed to it this year again?
Yeah.
Well, it was 25 last year, and
5 returning. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's
what do you mean?
last year, and listeners will remember, this is all canon, I'm sure. I had 25 dates lined up, and one of the problems I ran into is I had them all scheduled for the same time at the same place.
Why'd you do that?
At the same table. Well, I just thought, because like I don't want to make a waiter split the tab.
Oh, yeah.
Like the bill. I don't want them to split because like
you're considerate of the workers.
How did you find what I'm shocked about is you should be the dating expert. How did you find 25 dates in one night?
So the first, I guess, I don't want to number them because that seems like weird, but I get the first one chronologically that I met. We were at a bookstore, and I saw she was looking at some sci-fi books, and I told her, "You know that's not real, right?"
Oh, wow. She's so stupid. She thought it was real, probably.
And she's been... So you're telling me you met this girl in person. These aren't even set up on an app.
Yeah, a lot of the dates have been like, I personally... it's tough to... Okay. Yes, it was in person. I got her attention. That was the first thing. And then, when I say date, I might be using that too liberally. I get them all to the same place on Valentine's Day.
Are you tricking them? Are you saying,
I mean, we
hey,
all
come here for a date? Are you saying, come here because I need your help desperately? What are you saying?
Do they know you're
going
to be there at all?
Yeah. How are you getting them there?
Okay. So there's, I tell them about this raffle that's, well, I say them, some of them, I tell them that there's a raffle. It depends on kind of on what they're into. Or I say like, you know, have this big production. If you can, I guess I put my best foot forward is really what I do. And some could say that it's not all true.
Okay.
What do you mean? You tell them there's a raffle.
Yeah, so I give them
and there's a production.
Yeah.
Are you like inviting them to a show?
Some of them I've invited them to a show, and I tell them about my one-man show, and then I tell them, but there's a better show right after. And is
this, they think it's Hannah Montana? Is this you as the pop star?
Yes.
This is you in the wig.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, okay.
The wig, I want to say the wig is supposed to be a different color than your normal hair. It just looks like your hair. I can't tell if you're wearing the wig or not because it's identical to your normal hair.
Right.
What color is her hair?
Hers is like
blonde.
When she's Hannah Montana, yeah, it's blonde. And then when she's Miley, she's a brunette.
You think that's why I've been having so much dating trouble then?
That's got to be part of it.
Okay.
I mean, what you're telling me, I'm really concerned.
Okay.
I've never seen this. A guy getting 25 dates on one night, but not being so sure if the girls know this is a date. You're not being yourself. You're wearing a wig. You're inviting them to a raffle.
No, it's my best foot forward. It's not, I'm not being myself. I'm putting my best foot forward on the date and the date prep.
And tell me, Can we jump ahead now to you have 5 lined up this year. They were upset about it. I just need a little more detail so I can give you the right advice.
Okay.
I'm still so lost.
So 5 of them, they were afterwards, because I also didn't show up last year to the date because I realized this bill is going to be expensive. That's 25 people.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It'd probably be easier to swallow if it was split up, but you really insisted on.
And yeah, did all the girls think you stood them up? And they were like, "Wait, is this The Bachelor?"
Looking back now, there's a chance that some of them thought that I stood them up.
Well, how'd you get these 5 returning ones? What did you tell them to get them to agree to whatever? Yeah. What do they think is happening? I guess.
And have you not talked to them for a year?
Yeah, a decent. I said, hey, what's up? Sorry, I was busy. Which that's a good pick. And Jenny, feel free to let me know. Is that a good pickup line?
Hey, what's up? Sorry, I was busy, and that's just out of the blue. They didn't
like 11 months after you stood them up.
Yeah, someone stands you up on a date, and then a year later, you get
not quite, but close to, and it's
almost
Valentine's,
a year later.
yeah.
You get, hey, what's up? Sorry,
I was busy.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Okay, well, what part of
I
that's
would not recommend. I would say I would say, hey, what's up, so and so. Say their name.
And not a number, because I know you're...
Yeah, not number 1, number 2. Hey, what's up, Jenny?
Because my numbering system has gotten out of hand. I see what you mean there, because it was 25.
You have
now
to
it's 5.
make sure they know that you know their name. I feel so embarrassed that I stood you up last Valentine's Day. I haven't stopped thinking about you. I didn't know how to reach out, but I'd love to make it up to you. Genuinely, and I call it genuinely, being just from the heart. And then the girls, but hey, what's up? Sorry, I was busy. I mean,
the problem is that is what's in London's heart. So you say be genuine, but you're suggesting he genuine, but you're suggesting he fake it because he doesn't feel that way.
Is that right?
I don't want to put forth, because you kept talking about not being myself, whatever. That's what not being myself looks like.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to put my best foot forward by disguising myself as Hannah Montana.
Oh, okay. So what we have to work on is your personality, I guess.
Oh yeah, if we could just change my personality, that'd be, if that would fix this.
Now. So okay. So you said, "Hey, what's up? Sorry, I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was busy." To 5 girls and to 25 girls, 5 of them said, "No problem."
No, that's not what they said at first. I said I sent them some money on Cash App, to cover the bill for that time. For the ones that did respond at all, so 5 responded out of the 25. I sent them some money. Said sorry, I hope it wasn't any trouble splitting the bill. I really feel for the waiters. I kind of went on about that for a while. Actually, they work really hard and they're underappreciated. They're essential workers. I don't know if you remember during the pandemic. Well,
and you're talking from your heart right now, so that's a good start. And I'm confused. You're saying this to the girls that didn't respond, or the 5 girls that did respond? The ones that did respond, because that way I knew that this was a conversation. I mean, it turned into a bit of a, at first it was typed, and then I just started sending voice recordings of praising these essential workers who do so much to, they're the ones who support the economy, essentially. They
okay, Dr. London, we know how much you love the waiters.
And can you tell us then how they agreed? Are these 5 girls real girls you're meeting with?
So I wasn't there last year whenever the time came to check that, to look at them and see if they're real. So that could be another part of this, because we have a lot of bot followers on this. Yeah,
you have a lot of bot followers. Yeah. Are you sure these 5 aren't bots?
You said you met most of them in person, but not all of them, right?
No, some of them
were 5 of them possibly
via
through
email,
an app, or through email.
I just have to be honest. I can't imagine any girl putting up with this behavior and coming back.
Well, it was only one time that I messed it up. And even then, it was out of consideration for the workers. I don't know if I mentioned that.
But you waited an entire year
to
apologize.
No, it was 11 months, 30 days.
Yeah.
It seems like you just were out of luck on a Valentine's date and you're scrambling. That's what I think the girl would pick up on. It seems like the majority did. 5 of them didn't. What is your plan? Are you asking advice what to do once you get the 5 girls there?
Yes, because, okay, so...
Well, also, where?
Never in my life have I been asked these questions.
Where are you
it was
being
just one question.
To?
All the other questions have been to me. So I'm this is me asking one question. How do I manage...
And what was your what's your question?
What do I do about these 5 dates I have tomorrow, all scheduled for the same table, at the same restaurant, on the anniversary of the last year. By the way, the waiters, I should also say, like, I've been to the restaurant at different times now. And the waiters do not like me. Like, they really don't like me.
Oh no. Why go there?
Okay. Yeah. Why then? My first piece of advice is change the restaurant.
Oh.
And then I do the 5 females or males, whoever you're, on the date with. Do they know that there's going to be 4 other dates there?
It seems like they could have picked up on it from the term. I'm sorry, and on the gender
of what
question.
Happened the previous year. They're probably thinking it's going to be even more people than just 4 others.
Okay, so but see, you apologized, like, sorry, I was busy. This time I promised to be there, and it's just going to be you and me, or it's the same situation going to happen? What are they expecting?
Do they know a date is happening? Are they picking up? Do they think they're picking up like a lost laptop or something? Like what is happening?
What do they think is happening?
Well, I did tell them there was a raffle.
Okay.
I like
sure.
I like to throw that in generally, just in case, because
Okay.
there might be one. A lot of places you go to,
But
they have raffles going on.
Well, you know where you're going. Is there usually a raffle?
Yeah, they're not really talking to me right now. Like, I went in to ask them the other day, and they were like, "Oh, it's you again."
You have a lot of inner child work to do that you think you're not enough. You need to throw in the raffle.
No, I think Dr. London, you need to throw in the raffle. People are not going to be, into him without the raffle incentive, I would say. He needs the raffle.
Well, I think otherwise.
Well, sorry, I was
think
busy.
You don't need the wig.
Okay.
You don't need Hannah Montana.
Well,
you don't need the raffle. You are
I really
enough.
disagree on
and
this.
you need
I'm
to
really
just be
sorry,
honest
but-
with these.
I mean, I get that you're the dating expert. You had all the books, but like
64 books.
I'm just like, I've had so many very successful short-term, extremely remarkably short-term relationships, and so to say like you're doing it wrong, you just can't be Hannah Montana for all your dates. Like, I don't get that.
Well, I heard you say something very important.
Okay.
You said short term. And what I'm here tonight to do is tell you, ideally, we want a successful long term.
Why?
It's taxes. It's for tax reasons.
Taxes and for you seemed to be the one that said, how do I land these 5 girls?
Oh, no, I just meant
like-
the date. The date is all I'm really... If the date goes well, then I can say like, oh, I went on a great date the other day. And that's really the objective of a...
That's what you want.
You know what you could do is just not show up.
What? Now, I disagree.
Okay, well, it's good to hear both sides.
I think you need to show up. And I think you need to tell these girls, if you're going to really have 5 of them on the date, you need to say, look, I'm doing an experiment. I love the show The Bachelor, and I want to do a group date. It seems really fun. Maybe take it into your own hands and say, this is a group date.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you for joining the group date.
And guess what? Girls love The Bachelor. And I have to tell you, if I showed up to a date and the guy said this is a group date, I would love that.
So I feel like there's certain expectations that come with associating myself with that show, because I'm already pulling in one show for this.
Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah Montana. I'm already pulling that show into this.
But now you see why I'm saying you don't need the wig. But if you're going to do a show, maybe The Bachelor's more online with dating than Hannah Montana is.
I'm not saying he needs the wig, just the raffle. Like, you were saying, London, you are enough. I think you're almost enough. I think London plus a raffle every once in a while is sort of the full package.
Well, here's the thing. So I did try to get the raffle going just to make sure it would happen.
Yeah.
But like, then, the manager and I got into an argument, manager of the restaurant, got into an argument because I was like, well, just if you could offer up a prize of some kind. And I kept saying like, $100, $170, $190 gift card.
Yeah.
To like Starbucks or something.
Very specific numbers, yes.
Yeah, just...
He kept saying
I was
no,
just
and then you kept raising the price, it sounds like. Fine, at $190.
And changing where the gift card... And I said like, yeah, to Starbucks, Target. And he was like, well, maybe to this restaurant. And I was like, I don't see how that would, because they don't know this restaurant like I do. That's the thing. If I won the raffle, sure. I don't know if your staff would like it, but sure, I'll like it.
You're gatekeeping this restaurant.
Yeah. I mean,
that you're inviting dozens of people to.
I'm going to go on a limb and say, fine. If you want the raffle, keep the raffle. But just bring one girl.
okay.
Unless you're going to make it a group date and make it fun, you're going to have to cancel on 4 girls and pick
Here's one of the big problems with that. So as I said, all of these ones were via email, and they emailed me first saying like, click this link to meet some hot babes in your town, that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, they know what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I am actually interested in, attractive young people close to my age group that are in the same town. So I was like, okay, yes, scrambling to type that in. And so what I'm afraid of, and this is maybe crazy of me.
And there's nothing wrong, by the way, with knowing what you want and clicking a link.
Yeah. So I said, like,
well, it sounds like you didn't click the link. You just replied to the email, right? Saying yes.
Well, I don't have the link clicker. I don't know which, that. I don't know if that's an extra computer. I have RAM, I have gigabytes, but I don't think I have the clicker for the link.
You don't have the clicker yet? Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm worried about here is that I could get stood up. What if one of these is, and I know this sounds crazy, but one of them, what if they were like
a robot? Which we've already discussed. I was confused. What girl in her right mind would put up with this?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not treating these women like women. You're treating them like robots.
Okay, well we do have a lot of bot listeners on this. Yeah. So if you could tone it down.
You treat robots horribly.
Yeah, how do you,
Dr. London?
Well, we don't want to announce that.
I know, it's just, you're very cruel to robots in general.
You honestly are like, robots don't have feelings. That's how you're, that's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Well, yeah, he said that a lot lately.
Yeah. Well, it's, they don't have real feelings.
Well, maybe let's pretend that robots do have feelings. Let's just do an exercise. And if robots did have feelings and it was 5 robots you were meeting with, can we do a role play exercise?
Please. Oh, and okay, yes, okay. So we are...
You're going to be you, and I'm going to be one of the girls that shows up on your date, and I'm going to express how I think I would react as one of these girls, and I want to see how you would respond. Okay.
And I'm the waiter?
Yes.
Yes. You're the waiter. You, and possibly, depending the raffle.
Manager. Oh,
the raffle.
Yes, and the raffle master. Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. London, I told you. You can't keep inviting people here saying, I'm going to comp your meal and then not paying. They get very upset. We get very upset.
Hey, buddy. That's how we greet each other. Sorry. This is my date, I assume.
Hi. Why are there 4 other girls here?
How about some appetizers, huh? Do we waiter?
I'm sorry. You didn't answer my question.
We've got spaghetti noodle appetizer. We've got catfish appetizer. We have brownie sundae appetizer.
Have you ever thought of taking the word appetizer out of the name of the item and then just having it under a list called appetizer?
Oh yeah, let me just change the items on my menu because a guy who's a no-show most of the time tells me to. This is why you're on thin ice at this restaurant.
I would like the catfish appetizer.
You don't want the catfish appetizer. I'm just telling you right now, you really don't.
Okay, this is just an exercise. Remember, we don't have to go too big into character. But fine, I'll take the popcorn shrimp appetizer.
There's no popcorn shrimp. I said spaghetti noodle appetizer.
Okay, I will take the spaghetti noodle appetizer.
Okay.
Thank you.
That was a really good choice.
Now, back to my question.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Why
I was
are
busy.
there 4 other girls here?
Where?
Right next to me.
Oh no, those are the they aren't here for that.
For what?
But hey, no, they're nobody.
Is
Hey,
this a date?
Sorry, waiter. Sorry, I just need your help here, real quick.
All right. I've got everyone hold up a fork. I've got the spaghetti noodles. And then I'm just gonna
Yes.
just get the noodle.
You know, anytime someone says you aren't essential, I say, no, I disagree. Waiters are essential workers, right, ladies?
Open up. Dr. London, open up.
Yeah,
I
know.
don't think
I
anyone's
open it.
denying.
Okay.
Roll,
We're just
roll.
gonna
Okay.
drop the noodle in there.
Okay, I'm going to do timeout. I'm going to say timeout on this improv exercise.
Okay.
I didn't find that to be helpful at all. Dr. London, I found that you deflected every question and used the waiter to not have to talk to your date. And if this is how
Okay.
you are on dates, I'm really concerned.
Well, can I say something real quick though?
Of course.
So, not every relationship is romantic, and my relationship with the waiter is fraught, and I need to repair that, and I don't have another. He knows that a tip is coming, potentially, and so I can keep him kind of on the line. Whereas normally when I go there just to hang out, he does not like it. I follow him from table to table, and make my quips about the appetizers.
This is more about your relationship with the waiter. And I think you're trying to make the waiter jealous by bringing all these dates.
Oh.
I think we got to the bottom of it.
I was feeling that. Wow.
Okay.
You wanted nothing to do with your dates. You just wanted the attention from our essential worker. And I think you should go to the restaurant tomorrow and go walk straight up to this waiter and say, you know what? It's you that I want. And you just have to be forward and you just have to say it and
So
be vulnerable.
I've done that so many times.
Oh, you
and
have.
They're so busy, that restaurant. I really get in the way because I do walk straight up and I'm confident, I'm bold, and I'm like, okay, this is the day. I'm going to do it. So I walk straight up and I say, I want you. And they're like,
Is that a specific waiter or is it just any waiter that's around?
well, I get like waiter, hostess, manager, like they're all essential.
Yeah.
So like, should I say I speak to an essential worker and say I want you, but they are so busy because they're working so hard to keep this.
And you
place
know
together.
what? You like the chase.
Okay.
You like games. And these essential workers are playing games with you. They're saying, I'm busy. They're the ones that are busy, which is why you sent this text to the girls. Sorry, I'm busy. You're just trying to be an essential worker. You're trying to be as busy
their
as
fault
them.
and not my fault. Okay.
Yeah, you have been wanting the attention from these essential workers so badly that you're inviting 25 dates to show that you're worthy of love, when it's not these dates that you want. It's the essential workers. You want their attention and you want their love. And tomorrow you're going to get it. And you're going to come, maybe if they don't have time to talk to you, bring a sign. Have you seen Love Actually?
From a distance.
They write in Love Actually, he
Yes,
confesses his love on the poster, and you can just hold the poster. They can't deny they can't read.
So I have held posters outside of the restaurant before. I feel like the message they got was different from what I was trying to say.
What's the message they got?
Yeah, what was on the poster?
Yeah, I was like, I want you, and it did. I'll say, whenever I got the I want you poster, it was the military looking one with Uncle Sam.
Sure, Uncle Sam, yeah.
Yeah, so I was, because those are pre-made. So I was walking around in circles saying, I want you. And I for hours I did this. For hours. And like, I guess it felt romantic in a way.
Well, I don't want you to buy just a generic I want you poster. I want this to be handmade like you were going to write a Valentine's card, okay? You're going to write it out on paper. You're not going to buy it. It's going to be from the heart. You want to know something else you can do? Make your own raffle. Go up front of the restaurant and say, there's tap, tap, tap. There's a raffle going on.
And I should bring a mic and an amp as well.
Yep. And you pull out each little ticket, and each ticket says something very, very special and romantic to your essential workers. And they cannot deny that you're doing this. They have to look.
Don't take no for an answer, is I think the sort of lesson we're learning here. Walk in there.
Well, but then you know, because if they do say no this time, you've really got your answer.
Wow, this is a lot to take in. So if I show up tomorrow, let's say I get there a few minutes early, I sit down at the table, checking my emails for hopefully updates on, where they are. Then I guess, because here's the thing, you were saying that I shouldn't just stand them up. I should be there for them. And then once they just if they do stand me up, then I have to stand up with the mic that I brought and the amp. Plug those in, tap on it.
Yeah.
And then give my speech. Which
do
and also
raffle.
I have to bring a raffle. Bring a raffle.
Doesn't have to be
people love a raffle. Yeah. Well, it's a segmented speech because it's every raffle ticket with a message on it.
Plan it out from the heart. Put yourself out there. If the dates do show up,
oh boy, then
you can still do the raffle.
But then the essential worker is going to see me with the date, and
sometimes, I know I said don't play games, but sometimes games are good. That's the title of my second book is Games Are Fun. And I do think it's fun. The waiters are going to see you there with some amazing dates and go, oh, what a catch. Last year you didn't show up, so they didn't know that you're this catch. They just thought 25 people showed up. And they're like, wow,
we're trying to make them jealous, and it's
yeah, you backfired. They thought they were the popular one having 25 people show up.
I assume they all showed up. Yes.
So own it. If you want to play games and use these dates as your pawns, fine. But follow through and do the raffle and show the essential workers it's them who you want.
Use these dates as my pawns.
You can do that.
And so for all of our listeners, all of our listeners going out for Valentine's Day, I think that's really the lesson from Jenny here is use your dates as pawns.
If you know why you're using them as pawns, sure. If it's a tactic, yes, we've gotten to the bottom of it. These are your just, peons to make the wait staff jealous, and we got to the bottom of it, and that's fine if you're trying to make them jealous. Make them jealous.
There's no rules in love. You can do anything you want. You can call people your little pawns. You can use them in schemes. All of that's fair.
That's why they say all is fair in love and war.
Absolutely.
Well, and on that note, fair is fair. I think we have to do some chores.
That we do. Let me explain what Dr. London's talking about. We have a bunch of things on our to-do list that Dr. London and I have been neglecting, and so we invented this fun chore wheel that we spin every week, and whatever it lands on, that is the task we have to do. Jenny, as our special guest, could you please spin the chore wheel, that big wheel that's sitting behind you?
Here we go. Can I just read it?
Yes.
It says Ode to Joy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we do have to do this.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So...
Okay. Do you want to explain?
I really don't get it.
Yeah. So Joy was this person who was living out behind the studio for a long period of time, who... At first, they were just parked there, But then after a series of injuries and after a series of us hitting our car into her car, eventually behind the studio became her home. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Squatting.
And she's just been so great. She's constantly squatting, and we just thought it would be so fun to write an ode to her. Maybe like a poem or like a
Wow.
just a nice little haiku or something. Just something in her honor.
Or lengthy essay.
Huge long essay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Joy and I have had it's not even a fling. I've actually invited.
You're such a ladies' man, Dr. London.
Wow.
I've invited Joy to some meals before, and of course the essential workers were there. So once again, it was the push and pull, tug of war.
Right.
We've gotten to the bottom of it. Now
yes.
we know why.
Okay. Now we know that, and like a lot makes sense, by the way, with Joy and my relationship. So I guess my poem, or we'll see how it goes here. Okay. Hey Joy, what's up? Oh wow. Look at the time. I totally forgot to do this earlier, but hey, want to grab a bite to eat? Oh yeah, no, I know that last time I really screwed it up and I left you there, and whenever I tried to send you money, that it didn't go through, and that is the internet. My data plan was like really shorting me that time of the month before it reset. So just wanted to catch up and say what up from me and the fellas.
I'm glad that's going to be another episode to debunk that date. Okay.
Now let me give Joy my ode, which is, dear Joy, I do enjoy you. You're not a toy. You like soy. You drink LaCroix. You do not annoy. You're not a decoy.
Yes.
Ahoy, ahoy.
So, do you guys know about Chat AI?
Like Chat GPT?
I just asked Chat GPT to write an ode to Joy. You ready to hear it?
Yeah, they're one of our listeners. Yeah.
If we could start
love us.
outsourcing our chores to automation, like that would be really helpful. Go ahead.
Ode to Joy, my neighbor so dear, whose driveway is also so near. You bring happiness to my day. In your presence, I cannot stay away. Your smile is as bright as the sun. Your laughter a symphony never done. You are a friend, a confidant too. I am grateful for all that you do. With you, the world is a brighter place. I see the beauty in every space. You lift me up with your kindness and grace. My neighbor Joy, you bring sunshine to this place. With every step, you light up the way. With every word, you make my day. Ode to Joy, my dear friend, may our friendship never come to an end.
And that is really nice, but it also shows that AI has a long way to go because, for example, it was complimenting Joy's smile. You would never, ever compliment Joy's smile. Her smile is horrendous. It sucks. It's the ugliest smile I've ever seen a person have.
All right.
Okay.
That's simple. Okay. So,
fine.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jenny, for being on.
What a treat.
I guess let's see.
Thank you so much.
All right. Do you have anyone, and sorry to press this, but like, are you a fan of anyone else who might have something coming up that's worth promoting?
Yes. Actually, I'm glad you asked. There's this comic who I follow. She's putting out a special that's already out on YouTube called People Pleaser. Just came out. Talks a lot about dating. Her name's Chase O'Donnell. So you should find People Pleaser on YouTube, or her Instagram's Chase O'Donnell.
Thank you, Jenny, for being on.
Thank you.
Thank you to our producer, Cameron. Thank you to Digital in the House. All of these ones were via email, and they emailed me first, saying like, click this link to meet some hot babes in your town, that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, they know what I'm interested in. I am actually interested in, attractive young people, close to my age group that are in the same town. Click this link. Hot babes in your town. Click this link. hot babes in your town. To meet some hot babes in your town. So I was like, okay, yes, scrambling to type that in. So I was like, okay, yes, scrambling to type that in.
And there's nothing wrong, by the way, with knowing what you want and clicking a link.